What a morning! It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Shame it's 2 degrees. Anyway, sun is in my eyes and how well this is going to work. So, yeah, we are meant to be today painting, but at 2 degrees Celsius, painting outside is not going to happen, so we're going to do a little YouTube video. Now, I don't normally do these kind of intros, but today's video is going to be a two-part video about a Hayter Osprey. Now, probably most people have heard of the Hayter Harrier or the Hayter Condor. Hayter Harrier is a lawnmower. Hayter Condor is a rough cut mower. The Osprey is a 21 inch rough cut mower, so it's like 60% the size of the Condor, and that's what we're going to be working on today. Now, this mower, I was led to believe, was going to be a relatively quick and straightforward thing, and I was led to believe that the previous owner, even though Robertie's owned it for 3 years and never had it going, I was led to believe the previous owners had used it up until the point that Robertie bought it. Turns out, in fact, the previous owners owned it for about 8 years and they never ever used it. So I don't know, like, do you class this as a barn find or whatever, because it's been stored away for 11 years somewhere and then it's just turned up? Robertie bought it, never ever got it going because he had somebody look at it and they couldn't get it going, and then it just got parked up in the shed again. Now, Robertie tells me I can do it because I'm a small engine specialist. I'm also the large engine specialist, the machine engine specialist, the tidying up specialist, the moaning about stuff specialist. So I said, I'm not a specialist at making money. He goes, no, you're the working for free specialist. Why does he put a positive spin on everything? I don't know. It just... Anyway, that's the Robertie. But one question I do have for the viewers, and please let me know in the comments. We have got 12 months worth of backlog of videos to get through. They include the Massey 3075 from when we bought it to what you've seen it doing presently, the John Deere 6610 from when we bought it to what it does at the moment. So it's all the repairs for that, and that's had a lot of bits put on it. And then we have the general day-to-day, what's getting broke, what's getting fixed kind of things that we can do as well. Now, do you want to see a series, bang, 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 bang on one, or do you want to see stuff that's all muddled up and like, I don't know. Let us know in the comments what you think. What do you think makes a good video? Because at the end of the day, you're the people that watch it, and you know, if we can make a good video for you by your constructive feedback, then we'll do our best to do it. So let us know in the comments what you think makes a good video and what it is in particular you'd like to see. So if you want to see a series first on the 3075, the 6610, doing bits and bobs, just flitting between one and the other just to keep things a little bit different. I don't know what's best. Robertie doesn't know what's best. Bella knows what's best for Bella. But you, the viewers, know what's best for you. So if you let us know in the comments, that'd be great. Now back to the video. Good morning, everybody. Today we will be trying to get this Hayter mower going. Now, this has been on one of the listed jobs for, I don't know, 6-7 months now. It needs to be got going. But the reason now it has become more of a priority is we've got to start using electric fencing in the fields. And we all know that electric fencing cannot touch the ground. So I think now is a good time to have a look at this, get it going. We can then cut along where we're going to put the electric fence in, and then put the fencing up, and then we won't have any problems with the earth from the ground going up through the wet grass, wet docks, brambles, things like that, any foliage, touching the wire and stopping the electric fence from working, and then that will let the cattle and the sheep roam freely wherever they want. So we don't want that. We want the sheep and the cattle to stay where we put them. So we're going to try and get this going, because using this will be better than strimming. I think it will. So first thing we're going to do is make sure we've got a spark, and then we will have a look, make sure the carburetor's working, get the engine running, make sure the gearbox and everything works, hopefully. I'm guessing it's just on a basic belt and over-centre clutch thing. Over-centre pulley for the clutch, for the drive belt, so shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, it's a Briggs and Scrapham engine on it. And the carbs on these are notoriously painful to work on because of the way they're designed. But I know you can get new carbs for these off the internet for about 20 quid. So if worst case scenario, we need a new carb, we can buy a new carb. But hopefully this one will be okay. It'll just need a clean up, and then we should be good to go, really. Just giving the mower a quick blow off now before we take the spark plug out. We will give the spark plug a clean so it's got the best chance of a good spark, and see how we go. Hopefully we have a spark. It will save me a lot of work if we do. But it has got a spark, so that is very encouraging. Hopefully now, all we need to do is put some petrol in it, and it'll be go, go, go. Fingers crossed anyway. Let's find some petrol. Bit of petrol in there should help. Well, it's got some petrol in. I think we might have to tip that out though before we do anything, because that could be old petrol. So we'll empty that out and put some fresh in. Catch it in there, should be okay. Really heavy. Maybe that's not going to work. Maybe we need to take the tank off. I thought we didn't have to take the tank off, but it's not really easy to turn over, unfortunately. Tank, and that petrol in there stinks. On a positive note, it has got all the petrol out. I haven't had to take the tank off, haven't had to disturb the carburettor and the inlet gasket or anything like that. So all in all, to me that's a good result. I'd be amazed if it starts to run, but you never know, it might do. Strange things have happened. throttle moves, that's good. I'm guessing that's full. I don't know where choke is though. I'm guessing choke is right over to maximum. I'm guessing. Once it doesn't fall off the ramp, it'll be okay. No, it did have a spark, didn't it? Maybe that's full throttle. Maybe I went too far and turned the spark off. Let's try that. No go. I'm guessing under load of compression the spark's breaking down because we're putting petrol down the cylinder. It's not firing, so we're going to have to check the points in it. I'm guessing it's got points anyway. So we'll have a look at that, give them a clean, have to get a new spark plug probably as well, and try it again then. I am in the process now of removing the recoil and the top cover for the engine. This will give me access to the starter dog clutch and also to the flywheel and the ignition components that are located beneath the flywheel if necessary. So that would be a set of points potentially and a condenser. The coil for the mower is on the top of the engine, as you can see there, just in front of the flywheel, and the coil is nice and easy to remove, and luckily for me the bolts are nice and free when I come to remove it later on. Nice to see Robert E's come back from the hard day's graft to give me a hand. Makes my life a lot easier. Makes me a very lucky lady.
I've got a different engine I can stick in this. It's also Briggs & Stratton. It's electric start.
Right, spin it over. What are you doing?
My drill is a battery must be found. But it's not.
We shouldn't have flame in there though. That suggests that the inlet valve is partially stuck open. All your timings are mile out.
Well, realistically, you said compression was shit.
It is.
Yeah?
There is no compression. I think the valves are stuck open. Take that side cover off and you can see in.
The valve's there, are they?
You see down there, that's a push rod for the valve. That's the valve going against the cam. And the cam's in here.
Is that head off to get to the valve, really?
Well, I like to see if they're actually going up and down, but to make sure they're fully seated, you're going to have to take the head off because it's side valve.
Yeah.
It's all good fun.
How's that?
It's just stuck on.
Not anymore.
Crankcase ventilation. We need a little BA set.
Yeah, we have. They're not meant to be. They're not meant to be pretty flames and smoke coming out that bit. The flames just smoke coming out that bit. There's nothing wrong with that. Can I spin it the other way?
Possibly.
Instead of spinning it that way.
Could be possible that the keyway's shared and the timing's out. It's always a possibility. But we're going to take it off and look anyway.
I think Yates had the flywheel off this.
Has he?
Yeah? Well, if you put the flywheel back on wrong.
I didn't put it on wrong. I should only have one feed.
Yeah, well, if the key's not in there. And he's relying on taper to hold it.
Would he do that?
No idea. But you say compression's like it doesn't feel quite.
There isn't compression. Compression is non-existent. Let's show the people what we're doing.
The top one's not moving at all.
The top valve is stuck open, and the top valve will be your inlet valve.
You did say it didn't have much compression.
If we get a screwdriver in there and give it a
Give it a clout, yeah.
Yeah, put something against here to leave it on, and you can. And we could be in business. And the valve hasn't come down to it. The cam follower goes up, get the screwdriver, and push that back so that's not stuck, it's just the valve. Now, how we can free the valve off with a tappity tap tap. That's quite stuck, isn't it? That could be a head off job and a tappity tap tap. And then it'll go brum 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 brum. Are you just pushing it open more and more?
Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering whether it was got a bit of movement. If I.
It has got a bit of movement. It's just
That
not
was tight. That was blooming tight.
Not springing
valve, valve could be bent.
No, there's no way it can hit the piston or anything to bend. It's just seized. What I think's happened is it's been stored with the inlet valve open and damp's got in it, and it just needs a tap and a bit of working.
More sizes.
No. This is what we want to see.
But I got more choice of sizes in here than my set I've already got.
I need one of them. We need to go and get me one of them.
That was about 12 quid.
And my plasma cutter at my dad's. It'd be very handy. It would. It'd be
It won't fit my plasma cutter.
Eh?
It doesn't fit my plasma
Well, why have you got it then?
Because I thought I could modify it to make it fit.
I reckon it'd fit mine, you see. I do. Right, so we're going to try and give the valve a wiggle with the Mower grips. I'll get my apprentice to demonstrate how to break it.
Now I can break something.
Do you need the time lapses? See, your eyesight's better than mine.
That is quite tight, you know.
No, corrosion is quite tight. Have you got any rockets to put on it?
This one here hasn't moved at all.
Eh?
This one here hasn't moved at all. No, I don't think it has.
It's not moved at all?
Don't think it has.
No. Point. If we look in the inlet valve and put the light in the engine.
I put it on the wrong light setting.
Oh, rabbity.
There you go.
You can then see the valve opening and closing because the light comes in.
From this angle I can see it better. If you find...
So we're happy now that the inlet valve is opening and closing. There's all moving as it should. Beautiful job. So now we can put the cover back on here. We'll put the tube back on this tube here. Back on here for the carburetor for the intake.
That's still a bit dry.
Robertie's gonna lubricate that, and then we'll put it back together, put the coil back on, and
give it a try.
See if it'll start. Now, hopefully this time we won't get any of the petrol blowing back out the carburettor. Good news for us, Robertie is a bit more of an animal than me, so he's managed to free the stuck valve off in situ. Saves me a lot of work taking the head off. I'm going to currently now just clean the flywheel quickly, which is cleaning the magnets, which help to create the magnetic field as it rotates past the coil, which gives us the best chance of a spark, and a strong spark at that. But yeah, really pleased that the valve has been unstuck. Just using a spark plug placket now to set the air gap for the ignition, and we should be good to go.
Go.
It runs. I think it needs maybe the carburettor cleaning or a new air filter to create proper suction.
I think a new air filter.
It doesn't need the choke on all the time, but it's usable. Boom, 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 boom.
Do you think if I just go on eBay and go on Briggs & Stratton air filter, I can buy 2 of them?
Yeah.
Because the thingy needs one.
The Lister's perfect.
That's my Hoover filter.
It's no good now, is it?
Been cut up to fit.
Engine top cover going back on now with the recoil. Hopefully this will make the governor work better, because we need the airflow contained in the top cover to work the flap that works the governor for the carburettor to regulate engine maximum speed. This stops the engine over revving, and also if you decide you want to throttle back a bit for whatever reason, it maintains a steady engine RPM. Give the bolts a quick clean now. We'll put a bit of lubricant on them as well. Hopefully we don't have to go back inside this top cover until the recoil rod breaks at some point in the future. You know it's going to happen. It's just a question of when. But yeah, really, really pleased that, you know, the valve did come free. Like I say, Robertie's a bit more of an animal than me, but he gets the job done. He does get the job done, bless him. So really happy, saved me a lot of work. Don't know if many of you people have seen, but on old vintage machinery and that, people often rave about keeping it like the vintage, classic, original clothes look, working clothes, etc. And to do that, you use basically a bit of wire wool and some WD-40, some diesel, etc, etc. And as you can see here, it works exceptionally well. I mean, just look how it's taken all the corrosion off. We came to change the height of the mower wheels to change the height of cut, and found that the previous owners have had the height adjustment mechanism break and decided to weld it solid. So Robertie now is just cutting through the weld, which will let us move the wheels to the height that we want the height of cut to be.
Struggling with my safety squid.
Struggling with the safety screw.
Struggling with my safety squid.
Oh, my camera hasn't charged again. Why hasn't it charged again?
How do you get the clips off the whole wheel?
I don't know. Robert here is just in the process now of drilling some holes. This will let us bolt the wheel height adjuster to the mower frame. Now the wheels on these rotate around a pivot, and that allows you to give fine adjustment for the height. There are 3 holes in the main frame that the height adjusters can bolt onto, which gives you course adjustment or height change in increased steps.
It's not really on the nylock, is it? Ah, it's a special
Put the brakes on for you.
special brake system.
Yeah, if you took the wheel off, you can put it through the other way. Stop people adjusting the height unnecessarily. Or you can put it on and cut it off with a grinder.
Grinder is there.
Grinder is poised and ready.
This one's even longer.
Animal. Why don't you cut it first?
Because then I won't get the bolt on easy and I don't spend ages rounding it all fancy.
Go on then.